going to pull up your mosaic here of BC Place, and then you can take it away. Awesome. So, awesome. Jessica, please tell us about this really great piece.
This piece is one that I made in 2020, right at the beginning of COVID. And it is, it's a view from Queen Elizabeth Park, looking down towards Vancouver. And what I really like about it is the fact that it's a view of Vancouver that shows definite prominent buildings, but at the same time, it's a view that isn't as popular. When you usually see downtown, you see the waterfront or what have you, and some of the sails. So I really like this picture. It showed a lot of sort of the idea of like the green and the forest and what have you. And as I said, I started it in March of 2020. And honestly, that was right when COVID broke. And I was at home with the kids and I started donating a little bit of time to myself every day. And the reason that it is on the tray the way it is that we were in lockdown, so I wasn't able to get any supplies. So therefore, I used an antique tray from my great grandmother. Hope she doesn't mind. And I honestly used all the supplies that I had around me and created this mosaic. At the time, this is by far sort of the most complex mosaic that I had ever worked on. And it was really a chance to test my skills and see what I could create if I had the time and a layout that I liked or what have you. So I really love it. For me, it also started other things. As I said, I started to document my work. This is, I have sort of pictures of the whole way through. I also started time lapsing at this point. So you can see me work through it and how I created it. And from there, everything just started to snowball. You know, I was able to, like since then, I think I've done 46 different mosaics, and like each one is really from this one. And the idea of challenging myself and challenging my skills and seeing how to push glass in sort of every direction and see what I can actually accomplish. So yeah, for me, this one is a really, really important piece to my collection, just because it really taught me that to believe in myself and to follow through on what I think I could do and what I think is actually cool. So yeah, I love this one.
I think if I can comment on it, if you don't mind, I think what's great about this piece for me is one of the things about Vancouver and the surrounding area of BC is there's so much incredible beauty. You look out any window and it's beautiful. And this is not a contrived scene of a landscape that you would expect from Vancouver. It's an interesting interpretation on it. I love the kind of symmetry with the tower in the middle, but also the abstraction and the chaos that's going on. You recognize it for what it is without necessarily being able to pinpoint all the details. It's a really fresh kind of interpretation on that view of Vancouver. It allows the viewer to experience the whole scene in a very different way. And I actually really like the tray as well. I think that, you know, sometimes being forced into those situations where you have to make do with something, you get these happy accidents that really work well.
I couldn't agree more with you, Cosmo. And this one for me, as I said, like there's a lot of really happy accidents in this one. When I started, I definitely started building the buildings and what have you first. And when I got to starting to add the green and the idea of the parks and the trees and what have you all around, I really wanted to break up the pieces and make them more random, with the idea of the contrast from the nice straight edges of the actual architecture of the city. And then I also wanted to add in the background the deep dark hills and the kind of idea that it's in a valley, and you know, you have like the parks and sort of I think I snuck in a couple little ideas of buildings sort of like way back in in the back of the mosaic. So yeah, I just, for me, it's one of those ones that kind of accomplishes all my goals. I really like to think about all those things. And, you know, like it's for me, making art is about creating a memory. And one of the most important things about Queen Elizabeth Park is like, that's where I hang out with my best friend a lot. She works there. Her name's Alana. And, you know, it's very personal to me. Yeah. But I think it's beautiful. I love the way the colors work. I love the dark versus the light. I love a lot of the contrast that I kind of added and thought into it. And as I said, like it's really helped propel my work. And a lot of the things that I was very successful in this mosaic, I try to think about now and incorporate it into the work that I'm creating at this moment.